Hello and welcome to the meeting. I'm going to be sharing about social media tools and automation today. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Just a moment while I get that up. So we're going to be talking about social media tools and automation, and I am Abigail Kuhn from iPlanner & Company. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. So just some housekeeping items. Please ask questions. After the session is over, you can email me any questions that you want, or you can connect with me on social media. You have access to all of those links in the package that you purchased with this video. So the reason why I ask you to ask questions is because I can't answer questions that aren't asked. So I don't know, what you're thinking. So I can't answer a question that is not asked. So, and I don't believe in any silly questions, if you want to put it that way. So you just ask the questions that come to your mind, and I will do the best that I can to answer them. So this is a time for you to learn, and learning involves asking questions. So please feel free to contact me after the coaching class is over. Here's my email right on the slide. You can see it here. Kuhn, it's Kuhna at iPlannerandCompany.com. Join our group on Facebook. That link I will have available to you when you get the package. It will come with that link as well. So we're going to go ahead and move right on. So here's what we're going to be covering today. Didn't put the first one up there. So we're going to talk about social oomph, how you can use it for scheduling, auto direct messaging, automation, and following back. We're going to talk about a little bit about Tailwind, how you can use it for scheduling and analytics for Pinterest. We're going to talk about Facebook pages, how there is a scheduling tool built right into your business Facebook page, how you have insights and analytics, how you can use Facebook pages for content curation, which is also a part of another piece of this package. So the first one, which I missed on the previous slide that we're going to talk about, is Hootsuite. And I'm going to go ahead and log into my Hootsuite so that you can kind of get a feel for what Hootsuite looks like. If you do not know anything about Hootsuite, it is a social media scheduling software that you can use right online to be able to schedule out social media posts, so that if you need to go away for a time period, or you don't want to be sitting at your computer 24/7 posting things, you have access to a way to schedule posts. You can schedule to your own groups on Facebook. Now this is just for the groups that you personally own. It's not for groups that you are just a part of, you know, whatever groups that might be. It might be blogging groups, it might be, you know, business groups, whatever that might be, buy, sell, trade pages. You can't automatically post to those pages, but you can post to your own personal business group pages or things like that. So when I log into my dashboard, this is what you're going to see, and you're going to see the back end of mine. So this is going to show my Facebook page and my Twitter. You're going to be able to see the feeds that I have collected from both of those. My timeline for my Facebook page and my Twitter feed as well. And you can have all different tabs up here. As you can see, you can even have a YouTube. Hootsuite allows you to have all different, it has so many different apps that you can put in there. Some are free, some are paid, some are content curation tools. Now I use Hootsuite both for myself and also with clients that I have as well. So you can do that. They can add you to their team, and you can use Hootsuite to schedule onto clients' Facebook pages to help them with publishing to their Facebook page. So here on my dashboard, you can see, as you scroll across here, you can see different pages that I am interested in. Entrepreneur is one that is a big page that I follow, and I can curate content from there to post to my own page. Then you can have over here, you can see this is this here is my actually the name has not been changed here in Hootsuite, but this is my freelance to full-time entrepreneur group that I run on Facebook, and this is the timeline of what I've posted within that group. So you can see that. This would be messages from my Twitter feed. This would be things that I've been mentioned in on Twitter. And then you can add different feeds to these different tabs. I believe that this tab is full. You can only have so many items on a tab, but you can create many different tabs within this. You can see here I've got several different ones up there. So here I can choose what network I want. I've got several different pages here that I do. I have LinkedIn on there. I've got Instagram. Instagram does connect with Hootsuite. However, you have to have it connected to a mobile device as well. I have it also connected to my YouTube channel. I'm just kind of getting into using YouTube, so I don't do a whole lot with that. I have it connected to my Google Plus page, my Facebook group, my Facebook page, a couple other pages that well, actually this page is not mine, but a couple of other pages that I run or help run on there. And then here are some different apps that you can get. You can use MailChimp on here. You can use Scoopit. Scoopit is a content creation or content curation tool that you can use with Hootsuite. Demographics for Twitter, so you can take a look at the demographics for Twitter profiles. Content Gems is a content curation tool as well. Here is Tailwind for Pinterest, and we're going to take a look at that a little bit later. Trendspotter is also sort of like a content curation tool, and Tumblr. Tumblr I use a little bit for my blog, not a whole lot. Now this would be shared things, so different teams that you're on. This would be, for instance, this one is for a client. This one is for my own. So if I had a virtual assistant on my team, which I did at one point, I do not currently. I may soon be adding one. However, I can share with that virtual assistant, I can share different streams with them so that they can have access to that to be able to schedule things for me. So you can take a look at the different tabs here on your dashboard. This, of course, I have not done too much with because it's my YouTube tab. I'm not going to look at that one. Here is my Twitter feed. So I can look at new followers. I can look at the retweets. I can look at my Tumblr feed. All different things here that you can look at. So if you are going to schedule things, which is what we were talking about today, you would go into your publisher section here, and you can either do this from the dashboard and go up here. This bar is always going to be here no matter what tab you choose down along the side here. You can compose a message and then choose where you want it to go. So if I wanted it to be posted to both my Twitter and my Facebook page, then I can choose those two things, type my message in. If I wanted to add a video or a picture to it, I could do that. I could schedule the post out by clicking on this. I can auto schedule it, and that's going to schedule it for the optimum times that my followers or fans are online. You can add a location to it. You can choose targeting options. So Twitter targeting options, you can target by country. I've not done a whole lot with that portion of it. You can choose the privacy options. So selecting a supported social network profile. So that would be like your Facebook page, probably like your personal profile here, or your LinkedIn page, Google Plus page. Another thing to keep an eye on when you're composing a message, especially if you're going to schedule something that's both going to Twitter and to Facebook, is down here. I'm going to bring up this and move. Let's see, I don't know. Here we go. Okay. All right, so something I wanted to show you here. If you're going to use both Twitter and Facebook, when you're typing your message in, make sure to watch down here. Make sure to watch right here. It's going to have and it's not going to allow me to do what I want her to do here. It'll have your Twitter, the allowable amount of characters that you can have. Now, Twitter only allows you to have 140, where Facebook allows you to have 2,000. But the thing you have to be careful with is that each time you add a link, it takes away from the characters that you're allowed. So I believe that I have a link saved on my clipboard here. So if I add that, no, that's an email. So if I were to add, say, my my own website, I'm gonna just put that in for an example. and I hit shrink, it's going to put that in there, but you can see how many characters it took away from what is allowed on there. So it took away over 20, like 23 characters it took away from what I was allowed to put on there. So for each link that you're putting in there, it takes away 23 characters. So now I only am allowed to put 23 characters in there. Remember also that hashtags are your friends, both on Twitter and on Facebook. They allow you to gain exposure because each time someone searches for that specific topic, it's going to bring up your post as well. Okay. So that is basically how to create a post within Hootsuite. And I'm not actually going to schedule one right now. Now you can look at analytics within Hootsuite as well, which I think is awesome. You're able to take a look at the back end, and this is somewhat, it's got some new stuff here within. So right now it's taking a look at my own Facebook page, and it's showing a few different things here about my Facebook page. It shows, you know, how many fans you have, the engagement that you have within that. So that's kind of your, you can look at your engagement, your recent posts, the reactions to those posts. And this is also all available within your Facebook page as well. And we're going to talk about that just a little bit later when we talk about Facebook pages. And I'll be able to show you that as well. I believe that you can do this for Twitter. Yes. So it's going to show me how many posts I've had, the followers, my engagement rate, the traffic for these type of links. It's not going to track my bit.ly links, which is, I don't use Hootsuite too much for scheduling to Twitter because I use Social Oomph more for that. And then IFTTT is another tool that I use because I do a lot of scheduling right onto my Facebook page itself. But it will show demographics behind, or analytics, not demographics, but the analytics behind your followers as well, the engagement that you've had, such as retweets, likes, the traffic on links that you've shared, inbound messages, recent posts that you've had on your page. So those are all helpful insights that you can take a look at. Now this is where you can assign messages to people. So if you had, you know, if I had a team, a virtual assistant team working underneath of me, helping me to schedule things, I can assign things. Say I find something that I really like, but I don't personally have the time right then to think about when I want it to be scheduled. I can go in, say, hey, I want to assign this to such and such a team, or so and so, and maybe leave them a little note. Hey, I really like this post. Can you please schedule it? Then they can go in and do that for me. Now, campaigns, this is a beta feature. Now, what it means by beta is that it is still in the testing process. So sometimes there are glitches with the system, which can be good and bad. Beta can be very helpful and sometimes not so helpful. But you can create all different campaigns within Hootsuite as well. You can create sweepstakes, galleries, and contests just within minutes. So you can use an Instagram gallery, a Twitter gallery, sign up sweepstakes, you know, photo contests, video contests, hashtag contests, Twitter hashtag contests, and images, all different things there. So you can view all of the campaigns, you can collect the leads, you can choose to collect the leads from each of these, you can display social content, so you can run a contest if you'd like to do that. So that's all of the options within that. Then this is also a helpful feature within Hootsuite. It allows you to kind of collect all of these social media features within Hootsuite and basically interact with your followers within Hootsuite without having to, you know, constantly be logging in to Twitter, or like I was stating, if you have a virtual assistant, then you can, you know, pass this down to them and allow them to do this for you. So you can go in here and look at who has followed you, and then you can go over here and kind of do a follow back, kind of a follow back routine on that. Just some different tools that they have. There's a Hootsuite University, so you can take different courses about Hootsuite and how to effectively use Hootsuite. So this is pretty much, there are some extensions and downloads, and you'll notice up here within my browser window, you're going to notice this little owl right up here. So if I go to any page, if I were to go to my own blog page, I could hit this little owl and it would allow me to share that page through Hootsuite. So I don't even have to go to my Hootsuite dashboard or anything. I can just share it directly from my browser, which is super helpful. So if I were to go to, you know, somewhere like Top Mommy Blogs, and I was looking through and there was some content that I wanted to share, I could do that directly from there. And that kind of goes along with you know, content curation, which is all a part of doing, you know, anything with social media. So that is Hootsuite. So the next one we're going to talk about is Social Oomph. And this is one that's somewhat new to me, but I have been learning more about it. And the more I learn about it, the more I really like it. Basically, I have let Social Oomph take over my marketing for me. I now have constant marketing going out every day, all day, 7 days a week. It allows me to put my marketing kind of on a well, it's automated, so it allows me to kind of focus on other areas of my business while still having that automated system for things to go out. And you'll see here, I've logged in, it's going to bring up this. Sometimes it's going to bring up this immediately, and other times it's not. And what this is you can set up, and there's different levels of Social Oomph. I have a couple of different ones that I have that are paid features. This is approving new followings. So you can go in and you can set it to a certain amount. You can allow it to turn up like 10 or 20 different people that you can follow per day. And then you can log in here every day and choose whether you want to approve that following in your, and then you'll follow those people. You can choose the approval, like what type, who you want to follow, and it will automatically choose whether it's going to ignore them or whether it's going to allow you to approve them. So this one is automatically going to ignore this one, probably because it's been longer than 30 days since they tweeted. And they're not very active. They've only had 6 updates. They've had their account since 2013. So it kind of allows you to have a little bit of a look at who you want to follow, basically. And you can also add these people to lists too, which is helpful for marketing purposes. So that's pretty much everything there. So with posting, you can take a look at the queue reservoirs. And right now, I believe I have 2. I have free things that I'm giving away, and then I have services. These are the amount of updates that I have going out. These are the different accounts that they are being dispersed to. Basically, I have one account that each of these are going to. Now, with the type of social info account that I have, I can have unlimited Twitter accounts on here. So I could go in and I could have a Twitter account for personal, I could have a Twitter account for business, I could have a Twitter account for writing or whatever I wanted to do. I could have as many Twitter accounts on here as I wanted to. So I could even add client Twitter accounts, however I wanted to do that. You can create new queues by going here and setting up a whole new queue. I'll go ahead and click on that just so you can get an idea of what that looks like. So you're going to give it a name. You're going to choose how often you want to publish a post. So you can choose to post as frequently as every minute if you wanted to throughout the day, if you had that many. I mean, if you had that many updates that you wanted to constantly be recycling that many, you could have it do that. You can publish your updates at random intervals, and if you click that, it's going to just automatically choose an interval between 10 minutes and 4 hours to publish that. So it's just going to be random times throughout the day. And then you can have it email you when the last update in the reservoir has been used. You can recycle your queues, so meaning that your queue is never going to run empty. It's just going to keep using those same tweets that you put in there. And I recommend that you go in every so often and add new ones. Otherwise, your Twitter is going to start bouncing back at you, and social oomph is going to start sending you emails saying that they can't publish such and such a tweet because it's a duplicate. So I highly recommend going in, changing up your Twitter feed. So don't go in, load up these, and just totally forget about them. Try to go in, at least I would say at least every 30 days and update this queue at least that often, I would say. Be careful about, keep in mind with Twitter, you've got your 140 characters. It's going to take away at least 23 characters for a link. And it's going to take away so many characters for a picture. I should have looked at that on Hootsuite. I can't remember what it was. I think there is a way of figuring that out, though. Then you can choose what accounts to publish to. You can choose to only publish on certain days. So if you have a certain queue that you only want published on, say, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you create that queue, uncheck. You would just choose the days that you want, hit Control, and then highlight the days that you want those updates to be published. And if you only want them to be published within certain hours, you're going to choose those hours. So if you wanted between 7 and 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. and 2 and 3, you're going to hit Control on your computer if you have a Windows computer. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's probably Command on a Mac. I'm not positive. I don't have a Mac. I really have not worked with a Mac. So in order to highlight several different pieces there. Then you can also choose a seasonal window. So you can choose the months. So if you have ones that you only want going out, say around Christmas time, around Thanksgiving, Halloween, or, the fall months, the summer months, the spring months, the winter months, however you want to do that, you can set that up. During those certain dates, or you can set it up to start on a certain date, and then you can hit pause and say, you know what, I want this to pause for now, and it won't run until you click to turn it back on. And you can also delete that queue's updates from Twitter and or Facebook at a certain date and time if you want. So you can kind of purge out your Twitter if you wish. Up here, you can manage your existing reservoir updates, so you can see what's being posted. And this is going to allow you, I know that I have gotten a few kickbacks from this, so I'm sure I need to get in here and take a look at what needs to be updated. And these out here, this just indicates that it's on a recycle. This right here just indicates that it's on a recycle. This lets me know how many characters are in this tweet. And I'm looking down through because I know it was saying, okay, it must not be in this queue. I actually had a client that introduced me to this system, and I ended up really liking it, so I stuck with it. Here you can see that this Twitter feed has a graphic with it. So those are just some of the features behind Social Oomph. And then up here, there's more tabs. You can create a new update. This is just a plain update, no image. You can even use Social Oomph with a blog if you would like. You can create new image and text. So you can add images to a tweet if you would like. Monitoring this allows you to check right here. You can have your follow back and auto direct messaging. So if you want to set up an auto message to go out to new followers on Twitter, you can do that. So each time a person follows you, they automatically get a welcome message from you saying, hey, thanks for following me. Connect with me on Facebook, or sending them a link for your blog or your newsletter, or you don't even have to send them a link. Just send them a welcome message and let them know you're interested in finding out more about them. You might be surprised at the answers that you'll get back. So sometimes people can tell that they're automated messages and they won't answer. But this is the statistics behind that. I do always try to answer if I get an answer back from someone on an automated system. I always try to go back in because it automatically pops up on my computer. Someone messaged me. Sometimes I don't always get to it that day, but I do try to get to it as soon as possible. You can configure this as well to send out more than just one welcome email. So that way, if someone unfollows you and then they decide, hey, you know what? I don't really want to unfollow them. I'm going to follow them back. They don't get the same automated message from you. They'll get a different message. So, because sometimes if it's the same message, then Twitter is going to bounce back and say, hey, this is the same message. I'm not, we don't want that. So those are just a few of the features. You can also bulk upload updates into here. So if you set all of your updates up into a spreadsheet, such as on Excel or a Google spreadsheet, and save it as a CSV, I believe it is, you can upload it to Social Oomph and you automatically have all of your updates. So you don't have to worry about that. You can create updates via email. So if you get, you can't maybe log into Social Oomph, but you can send an email. You can automatically set that up so that you can send emails you can create updates by email. So that is Social Oomph. Now we're going to talk a little bit about Tailwind. Now, Tailwind is something that is very new to me, and I do not honestly use it a whole lot because I'm on Pinterest quite frequently. I love Pinterest. I could be, and I did this the last time too, I believe. I could be considered an addict for Pinterest. I could go to the groups. Okay, so here is the actual link. Tailwindapp.com is what you should be using to get onto Tailwind. So if I go to my dashboard, and you're going to see up here as well that I have that extension. So I can use this publisher to schedule out pins. Now, since I don't have a paid account, I believe I'm only allowed to schedule 3 pins per day. But that's still, that's something. It's at least something going to my Pinterest, at least. So here is a look at the dashboard. It's going to allow you to see your followers. You can even monitor your domain, so you can get insights for that. And in order to do this, you have to have a verified domain with Pinterest. And it's actually very simple to do. At first, I was not able to figure it out, but I got it all figured out now. So it's up there. And like I said, I don't really use this too much. You can take a look at the different insights for different boards. I believe that this might be a plus feature, so I don't have plus. But here is a look at some of my boards, and I believe this is for my personal, but I also use it for business too. I have a business account, but I also use my personal. So I have a board called Planners, Calendars, and Journals. And I have a total of 100 pins on there. There's 438 people following that board. Affiliate marketing, I only have 4 pins on that, and there's 435 people following that board. Favorite recipes, I have 188. There's 445 people following that. So you can kind of get a feel for how many followers that you have for different boards. Kind of gives you a look at your the insights, the repins. You can get that if you have the plus. The virility score. So basically, how viral your pins are likely to be. Kind of that idea. And here's a look at publishing. So pinning from Instagram, this is a beta feature. Remember I was saying that beta is sometimes good, sometimes kind of glitchy. So you can schedule pins for certain times of day, and I believe that there are insights that you can take a look at to see what times of day are best for doing that. Here are some things that are based on some of the things that I've been pinning lately. So they're just kind of giving me some suggestions. And over here, it kind of gives you an idea of how many pins to schedule. So you could take these and so if I wanted to pin this, oops, my mouse just slid off here. I could type in whatever board that I want. So I'm going to type social media management. And I really need to get this kind of out of my way here. And this one, a little bit too. And then I can click add to queue. And it's going to pop up there. You're going to see it pop up over here in the queue. So now tomorrow morning, it's going to go ahead and post that to my Twitter feed. So if I wanted to post this one, I could type in something about blogging. Blog ideas maybe, and then add that to my queue. So it's going to put that over there. This one I could put under social media and add that to my queue. So you can see how your day could get filled up pretty quickly with pins. So that is pretty much everything with Tailwind. Pretty simple to use, really. I mean, I know there's a lot of different features that I don't have since I just have the basic free trial version. So there might be more that I could show you if I had the paid version, and Pinterest is just, I think it's just an awesome tool. So now we're going to talk about Facebook. And I'm going to go to my Facebook page because that's basically what I'm going to be dealing with, since we're dealing with business end of things. So when you sign into your Facebook and you go to your Facebook page, this is kind of how it's going to look. And I know that Facebook just redid everything. So up here at the top, you're going to be able to see your main control options here. You're going to be able to see your page, your messages, your notifications, your insights. So we're going to go ahead and click on insights. And remember, we took a look at this on Hootsuite. But I think that Facebook has just a little bit more than what Hootsuite had. It allows you to actually look at the time of day that people are more likely to be on your page, because it allows you to take a look at when people are on your page. So right here, if you click on posts, it's going to allow you to look down through the days of the week. So Sunday through Saturday, it's going to show you down here, this graph is going to change, and it's going to allow you to see the peak times of the day when your fans, followers, whatever you'd like to call them, are online. So day by day, that may change. So you can kind of take a look at that, make some notes for yourself so that you know what time of day, which days is best to post, and kind of get that in your mind so that you know the best time of day to be posting to reach the most amount of people. So Facebook Pages also has a publishing tool that you can use right on your page, and you can do this actually from your main page. You don't have to go into the back end of things if you don't want. But I just want to show you this part of it because there's some other tools that you can't see on the main page. Over here along the side, you can see your posts. You can see where you've got published posts. Those are things that have already been posted to your page. You can click here and see what's been scheduled for your post, for your page. Right now, I don't believe I have anything scheduled for mine. You can see the drafts. You can see expiring posts, so things that are getting ready to be deleted from your page. You can see the videos, your video library, forms library, lead ads forms. I'm not really sure. I have not used this, so this is a new thing for me. But we're dealing mainly with the posts today. So if you want to go in here to scheduled posts, you can create a post directly from there. And I talk more about effectively sharing content in a later coaching session, so I'm not going to go too much into that today. Just basically how to use this tool when it comes up here. Facebook runs very slow on my computer. I think it's just because there's so much on it. So basically, you're just going to come up with a post, create your post just like you would on your page. It's going to give you an option of either publishing it or scheduling it. And I'm not sure why it's doing this to me. Probably just because I'm doing a video. And I really wanted to show you that. but it's just not going to let me do it. So that is basically your Facebook page. Let's try it one more time because I really want to show you that. So we're going to try to do it from the main page here. So you're going to write your status, whatever that might be. And then down here, it's going to give you an option. It's going to say publish, or it's going to have this little down arrow. If you want to schedule it, you can do that. You would just hit schedule, and then it will give you an option. You can click here and then choose when you want that to be scheduled. You could schedule it way out into the future. Choose the time of day that you want it to be scheduled. You can also backdate it. So if you want that, then you can backdate your into the past, so you can show, make it look like it was posted a while back. Or you can just save it as a draft if you want to use it later. So those are all options right on your Facebook page that you can use for scheduling posts out there. I'm glad it finally let me show you that. So that is basically our session for today. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this session. So don't forget to connect with me on social media. I just showed you my Facebook page, and everything is also going to be included with your package, so you should have all of that information. Email me with any questions that you think of after you've watched all of the videos. Any questions, any questions that you might have. Like I said at the very beginning, I don't believe in silly questions. So if you have a question, the only silly question is the ones that don't get asked, because I can't answer them. So put your social media scheduling strategy in place and get busy. It's important to be consistent with your social media. So talk to you soon. Thank you so much for watching this video and for taking time to be here, and I will talk to you soon.